my second ever second recording, and welcome to Let's Not Do Any Splunking. I've been into this dungeon, and I've also ended up rambling around the world and really not getting where I wanted to. It's a cool dungeon, there's some drow in there, and yeah, I like the look of it, but unfortunately, it's kicked our butts, so it is time to move off and go to new places. I also completely messed up going across to, I believe there is a town sort of here. But I think the only way to it really is going to be to go all the way around, which we don't want to do. We are heading to Margan, which is up here. So let's make a move to it. I've not pressed start on my timer again. I'm good at this. Sorry. Jittering everywhere, but I wanted to get my hand comfortable. Whilst I play the game. So, how are you? Are you good? I am. I'm first thing in the... Well, I say first thing, it's been a later raise. What is attacking me? I got up a bit later today. When I say a bit later, like 8 o'clock in the morning. Which is rather late for me at the moment. I've been not far off 5 o'clock most mornings, which has been... It's been nice to, you know, sort of make the most of the day. I definitely am much more of a morning person. And I think it's a lot due to doing a paper round for many years. From seven days a week and 7 o'clock in the morning for like 3-4 years just meant that I got used to getting up in the morning and now quite enjoy it. So yeah, it's relatively early and we're just going to crank out some Morrowind Let's Plays for a bit before I go back to continue playing. Have I just dropped that arrow? Yes. There we go. Go back to playing more Dishonored. I'm on the final playthrough. It's my Emily High Chaos playthrough. I have to say, I don't know if there was particularly much value in doing 4 playthroughs of that game. I've enjoyed it, but there's actual dialogue lines that stay the same between Emily and Corvo. So it's more like doing a female shepherd and male shepherd playthrough in Mass Effect than it is, you know, getting a completely unique experience. Even though I think those experiences can be slightly unique, you're not getting like the full. It's not a different game, which you would expect between Corvo and Emily because they are completely different people, but they do play very similar. I suppose the main thing that I've actually got from it is their different abilities. So, like, Emily has a whole different ability set compared to Corvo, which I find interesting and good, and that's like the most worthwhile part of it. And like the nice thing about it as well, New Game Plusing it. That game is perfect for 2 playthroughs, in all honesty, because New Game Plus you get both Corvo and Emily's abilities, which is super cool actually. And what I've done playing through 4 times is I've actually saved that playthrough to the last playthrough. Every playthrough up to now has been not using all of their abilities, so only using their abilities. So it's fun to mash them together, and especially on a high chaos where you can just kind of freely kill things. There are definitely some lines that are different, saying what I've said earlier, but I just don't know if it's enough to be worthwhile going through quite a lot of work. I think I'm at like coming up close to 50 hours into that game over the last week and a half or so, which is a lot of a singular game to play. But yeah, that should be finished today. Especially, I've got it kind of down now. I can play through the game quite quickly. And I think that's one of the negatives to multiple playthroughs is you kind of get your path through the levels and you just stick to that. You do what you know, and it's hard to force yourself not to do something different. Especially in the early game, because you are more vulnerable there. When you get later on, you get more abilities, so I suppose that applies a little less. But yeah, it's still a hella good game. I'm just not sure, as I say, the value of doing multiple playthroughs. But talking of Mass Effect, I think it's like there. Let's go this way. I have, in fact, do you know what? We've experienced this sort of countryside before. I'll talk to you when we get to the other side. Oh, it's my favourite. No. I've got another disease. I'm over encumbered. I was about to say it's my favourite Daedra Ruins. This guy's kicking my ass. We're gonna have to do some fiddly things here, aren't we? 33 points. Oh, we're so much over. See you in a second. I want to have a look in here. We haven't dived into a dungeon for a minute. I like the ancestral tombs, especially if they've got archer skeletons in here, because they tend to have the arrows I like, or have been liking. But yeah, speaking of Mass Effect, we get there eventually. I have home buttons, goddamn buttons. Oh, we can probably get healed. Oh no, that looks horrible. It's a rock Archonach, isn't it? Archonach. Cure disease. I'm not sure if this is the right call, but we're doing it. I'm going to see if I can take that thing on. Oh, what? You joking? Diseases really are big in this game. How much are we over encumbered by? A lot. We can't reach the rat. I'm not dumping on the floor here. I'm not doing this. I'm doing this instead. It's not like it's. I don't mind role playing. Like I'll drop the 35 gold on the floor if I need to. But yeah, so Mass Effect. I've been playing Mass Effect Andromeda. I've been needing an evening game because even though previously stated morning person, evenings are not my greatest time. Has no effect. Interesting. So for you, I'm going to do this. And for you, that's shock damage. I bet that's not a great idea. Let's do the fire damage one. I think we're being out DPS'd here. I wonder if the shock will work. No, but the sword's better. Yeah, yes, we did it. I'm just getting all the things. Storm, sorry. So yeah, like, because my other main game at the moment's been Tarkov, which is really good, but the issue with Tarkov is it's stressful. It's super, super stressful, and I just need that moment of respite in the evening, especially past a certain time. I just don't feel up to playing quite a high intense shooter. So I was looking for a new game, and I started off with EVE Online, which seems like a cool game, but the problem I was having with that is I could just see in front of me how big a game it was going to be, and how difficult it was going to be. Oh, they're both spawned. Got a crit though. Even without the charge, this sword's better. Dwarven spear. Do we want that? The problem with diving in here is actually we don't have the encumbrance to do it particularly, but I'm just too interested. So yeah, I was looking, looked at Eve, which seems really good, but the investment on it seems like it'd have to be really high, and very specifically, I'm looking for a game that I can play for like an hour here and there, that last minute sort of game, which it seemed like I might not be getting with Eve. So yeah, what's the EA thing where you just pay like a couple of quid and you get all of the games. Well, I got that anyway. Broadsword, 4-14. And that's going to give better overall damage. yeah, so I got that and I was like having a look. I was like, do you know what? After playing some Eve, I want to play some space games. So I decided to play Mass Effect and Andromeda. And that game got like a real bad rap when it came out. And I'm like an hour into it. But so far, like, number one, I think the faces thing is more BioWare than people remember. I think all of their games tended to have faces like that. I can't quite remember myself, but that's the impression that I've been getting. Daedric Shrine? Should we go have a peek in? I can't carry anything if I do find anything, though. I just want to make a move through this land. I want to get to where I'm going. I'm coming around this way because I tried to go up that way last time and it didn't work, so we'll have a look. But yeah, so I think the actual ins and outs of the Mass Effect are probably better than I anticipated in a lot of ways.
Speak freely, friend.
Footbad, might you help a brother in need? Look, I've got a bunch of weapons. I need to get to Yakgro Skandar in Ald'ruun. He's usually drinking himself under one of the tables at the Rat in the Pot. It'd be a big help to me if you could deliver those to him. Plus, I'd throw some coins your way. 100 septines. I can't help you. No, I'd do it, but I've just like not got the space in my inventory. And if you give me stuff that weighs 10, I'm gonna have to start making some hard decisions about my loot and your loot. I don't want to do that. Yeah, the combat in it seems really good in Mass Effect. That is, I've like an hour in, but I love movement mechanics in games, and the fact you can just sort of like jump around a lot is a lot of fun. So yeah, I've had a really good time with the first hour. I mean, that game's meant to be like 60 hours, so maybe check back in at that stage. But so far, worth it. Worth it for having to pay nothing for it. Oh god, just sneezed. I wonder who these people are. They seem to be wearing like the same... Is it the same headdress? No, that's part of the character model. I mean, they attacked me. So that means I take their gold. Seriously, this disease stuff is doing my absolute head in at the moment. I know I could possibly blame myself a little bit, but because I didn't come prepared. But how over encumbered are we? Yeah, my strength has gone down to 4. Like, this is just, yeah, it's getting real frustrating. So the plan, I think, is going to be, we're going to have to dip and we're going to have to come back here. Divine Intervention. I'm going to use this because then we get transported somewhere. Oh, we're at that town. But this now means we can probably go and get to something, but we might have to strip down naked to do it. Wonder if they get this lot, you know, people just stripping off completely naked at the entrance to their town because they've contracted disease. Hopefully, so the plan here is to get rid of the disease, get some cure disease potions, and move forward that way. So, I mean, we leveled up. That's always nice. Need a merchant, which is these flags, isn't it? Trade house. No, I don't need a merchant. I need a religious building. Sorry. I love this setting. It's so cool. Like I like the way for a second I was worried that all the towns were going to look very simple but similar. like have similar structures and stuff, but they've really like gone all in to keep a like aesthetic cohesive whole, but also to change enough of it. There's a blight. I'm running around so quickly now though without my clothes. Yeah, I wonder if this happens a lot. I'm glad none of it got robbed though. There's a lot of money's worth of stuff here. So let's wear the best of both. We're just going to sell the worst off. So I need to have a look up how to keep blight away from us. I know in the main quest that there is a mission basically to get rid of it. And I know we haven't progressed down that route at all really for a long while. I wonder how soon it is in the main quest. So I'm going to have a look into it because this disease stuff is annoying me. Because that was a blight disease, that was. So yeah, let's do some trading and say hi to the locals. Despite our best intentions, we're taking a long time to get to where we're going. Are you a trade man? Oh, it's a bar. Yeah, he doesn't have much. You don't tend to expect barmen to. I want a general trader. I think what I'm going to do as well is basically skip time forward, so I can just get everything gone. Stuff like this built in here, I think looks really cool and really like creates an aesthetic, and like this going over the top. You know, this is an entrance to an ancestral tomb. We've seen them a lot reused for this, but you know, the buildings seem to be slightly different, or if not, just using different configurations, and like with the surrounding stuff and like a couple of unique buildings, you can really like pull together a place like this. It's cool. It's real cool. So I've cleared out the inventory a little bit. We're down to 142. In fact, whilst we're here, do you do potions, sir? That's the only thing we're missing. Only the potions that I've dropped off. Okay. Who was this guy again? Remind me of your type of shop. Trade house. I've managed to clear most of my stuff anyway. Oh, it's not a bar. I thought it was a bar because of him. Or perhaps it's like a place where they come and drink and like do bids on each other. Oh, I want to set him free so bad. I've got a lot of money at the moment as well.
Do you want something?
It doesn't seem to be the best trade house. Am I like intruding here? Okay, cool. Yeah, I just want some cure poison potions, but I suppose what I can do in the meantime is have a look into it a little deeper and make sure we're getting the right thing for what we want to be doing. I wanted to speak to some locals around here, get an idea of this town. Oh, Imperial Legion town. suppose it's probably worth chatting to the Silt Strider and see if we can get where we want to be going relatively easy. Nesis. Nesis is a small agricultural village on the Uda Samsea with a prosperous little egg mine. We sit on the caravan route to Aldrune with the Silt Strider service, and traders come through here often. Like any small outland caravan village, it has a market, the Nesis Temple, and a trade house, the Madak Trade House. Unlike most outland villages, there's a Deathhead Legion garrison in Nesis, and pilgrims come to see the Mask of Vivek in Nesis' temple. I mean, we have to go and see the mask now, don't we? I like the way this seems to be more successful than a lot of other games, and I can't quite put my finger on why, but more successful at... Sorry, I'm just having a look at your goods, fine sir. It like actually putting the religious background in there, like the idea that there's like caves that you could go into that give you certain information in regards to oh, this is where this god battled this person, and this is where they did this. It's cool.
I don't think so.
It actually like creates the fundamentals of a religion a lot better. I don't want to join the temple. Imperial law supports and protects the Imperial cult, but the Nine Divines are neither gods nor worthy ancestors, and their worship is just foolish superstition. Is the only shrine to Nesis. Pilgrims visit the temple to pray for the Mask of Vivek. Vivek's ash mask is a holy relic displayed within the shrine of Nesis temple. I want to see it. I assume this is the temple. It has the same outline as every other temple, and I'm pretty sure the sign outside says temple. Oh, there it is. I mean, we have one true superpower in this world, and that's this button. Save. Thank you. Oh, it doesn't actually let you steal it.
Watch yourself. We'll have no trouble here.
Oh, their masks are based off that. Makes a lot of sense. Shrine of the Mask. Here in Nesis, Vivek made a potion to cure a villager who had fallen ill but could not pay for the healing of the temple. Vivek promised that the temple will always cure those who could not pay, and left his sacred mask here as a sign of that promise. But yeah, strewing this across the world gives like a real sense of like, you know, religions are situated in a place, and like it shows the history of it and the place of it as well. And I think that's super cool. I do want to see if someone here will potentially sell me some stuff, because I bet. Oh, you only have cheap, and it's only resistance as well. I want a cure, please, sir. No. Okay. It's time to head on out of Nesis. Seems like a cool little place. I'm sure we'll be back here. It's something I really like and have really enjoyed about all the Elder Scrolls games. And I think you get it less in... Oh, I've come back up here. You get it less in Fallout, but it's definitely present in Elder Scrolls of like... I'm just going to nip into this town and see what it's about and... not spend loads of time here, because you always get the impression that you'll be coming back, whereas I think in Fallout I always had a tendency to stay in a place and try and get the most out of it. Silt Strider, we never went and spoke to him, did we? Just thinking if he takes us directly to where we want to go, it might be useful. Helps us move forward, doesn't it? Ah, the Silt Striders are so good. Hello. Where can you take me? Morgan.
We make a special trip just for you. Same low price.
Thank you. It sounds like a cab driver. It said it was up here somewhere. Really went far away when we got caught up in that quest earlier. We actually made it. Wicked. Now to find the person who we want to speak to. Plus we can get out of here on the Silt Strider as well. I wonder what is this place? Ridden. Oh, I can ask him after the person I'm after. She lives in the last house on the right before the shrine. It was particularly shrinic. Is this your house? Yes. Now, I would like evidence of necromancy before we start killing someone.
My time is precious, so
This
make
is
it
actually,
quick.
yeah, I get your time is precious. Okay. Welcome to Margan. I'm Tashby Ashibale. Margan is the site of the Holy Tower Shrine, favourite place of the pilgrimage for the Temple Faithful. Can I help you find someone in particular? No, I found the person I want to find. But I can't remember the last time I saved. It was in the temple. I'm just going to save over that. Necromancy. I am not a necromancer. Who said I was a necromancer? Not your concern. Ask anyone in the village. I'm no necromancer, and anyone around here can tell you the truth of the matter. Renaissance. Oh, I see. I refuse to join the Mage's Guilds. I choose to practice healing amongst my people, away from the politics of the guild. And since I was Velethi and not well born like Ranis, well, it's not important now. Maybe I know a way out of this situation. Tell me more. If Ranis has held a grudge this long, it would be best for me to leave for the mainland. There are plenty of towns that could use a healer. Tell Ranis Ethris that I'm dead. I will leave Vardenfell and Ranis will never Ranis need never know. Okay, a few things together. There are many other towns that need a healer. Tell Ranis I'm dead. I really don't trust this Ranis guy. And it does seem to be proving out.
There's someone watching me. I can tell.
I'm not sneaking. Can you give me the lowdown of this town? Welcome to Margan, Marabou. I am Shilipuran Zamarasur. Margan is the site of the Holy Tower Shrine. Favourite place of the pilgrimage for the Temple Faithful. Can I help you find someone in particular? Margan is a Redrun egg mining village in the northern Ashlands, north of Aldrune, close to the Foyada Banidad, the Ghost Fence, on the plains beneath the Red Mountain. Monsters have been breaking through the Ghost Fence here and attacking the villagers. Unfortunately, the monster fighters have answered the call for volunteers to come here and protect Margan. Pilgrims of the Tribunal Temple come to visit Margan Tower Shrine, where Lord Vivek outwitted the bad Daedra Lord, Mehrunes Dagon. Morrowind lore. Red Mountain. Red Mountain is a great volcano in the centre of Vardenfell Island. The crater of Red Mountain is called Dagoth region, where Dagoth and his evil servants dwell. The tribunal built the ghost fence around the Red Mountain to imprison Dagoth and his servants, and to protect Morrowind from the blight storms that issue from Dagoth's crater. He seems happy. Right. What time are we up to? I think that's a good place to put a end. I'm going to check with this trader first, and then I think it'll be a good place to put an end to the video. Because we can move on to bigger and better things next time. Oh, it's a trade house. Yeah, you don't necessarily have what I need here. Cool. Yeah, I think I'm glad to have found this place. I'm glad to got here by Siltstrider even. Because it's been a bit hectic trying to find my way here. So I'm glad to get that sorted, and we can continue on with our major skills after. Alright, my name's been Billy. If you could like, comment and subscribe, all the usuals down below, that would be great. Thank you. Goodbye.